No problem with that.
Football.
All right,
move
Terry.
College
How great
football.
is it that a team from North Carolina is the 8th best team in the nation?
That is absolutely unethical, unhistory, that you can
got
even
some
be
good-
ranked at number 8 in the country after beating nobody twice, and then they want to put you in the top 10.
They're only 4th best in the ACC.
Yeah, think of that. 4th best
They're
here.
4th best in the ACC.
But we're going to put you at number 8 in the country.
Well,
Come on, Hunter.
Who,
You know
I
that
can
cannot
go ahead
happen.
and tell you the 3 that are in front of them. Clemson, 1. Notre Dame, 5. Miami, 7. So therefore, the people that are ranked ahead of them in the ACC are in fact ranked ahead of them in your national poll.
But today for the ACC, I know we're going to argue about Carolina. Today is Judgment Day for Dabo Sweeney and those Clemson Tigers because they get to play Miami.
They beat them to
2-9.
death.
Now, I know they beat them like a drum, Terry.
They will again
They'll beat them
tonight.
like a drum. But is Miami back?
No. Miami's good.
he said no.
Miami's good.
Well, think about it. People have been
But they're
trying to
not
say.
Clemson.
People have been trying to say for the past since Tom Herman took over that Texas is back, and what they do? Lost
Yeah.
TC. I mean,
Yeah.
come
But
on now.
I would really like. I would like to see Miami pull an upset tonight.
I would
Oh,
too.
Just
I would love
because
it. I'd love
I
it.
would like to see the power shift in the ACC go more to the center. Right now, it's so far to Clemson. It's not interesting.
Well,
Yeah,
it's-
but if you don't have a top-heavy team, what would they say about the SEC then? It's a weak conference.
What are you talking
No,
about?
no,
SEC's got
I
4
don't
or
think
5
so.
people.
I don't think so. If this is a good game, if this is a 35-30 game and Miami wins, I don't think it hurts the ACC.
Here's your problem. What is Miami ranked?
7th.
Okay, here's the problem. If they win, Miami's either number 1 or 2.
They have to be.
That's what's going to happen.
They have to be.
There's no way that can happen. You going to jump over Notre Dame and they're ahead of you?
Notre Dame's got a cakewalk today.
Well, I mean, that's not the point. You going to jump that
Well,
far?
I will say this, Tom. The reason the ACC has been so lopsided for nothing but Clemson this year is because nobody has put the fire to the feet of Notre Dame and said, you have to join the ACC until this year.
That's why I hate Notre Dame.
Exactly.
That's why I hate
Exactly.
Notre Dame.
Think about it. It was the playoff game where Clemson trounced Notre Dame like 30 to 10 or something. That game should have been the ACC championship
right.
game, not Clemson versus like Virginia or Pittsburgh, whoever it was that they played.
But I know y'all are talking about, well, it's going to hurt the conference if they look. Clemson has beaten Miami the last 2 games, 96-3.
Yeah.
How is that good for your conference? To me, that's not good for your conference if your top team is so dominant.
Tom,
so that's why
you are a Ohio State fan and you are saying this.
But if you have
There's no mirrors in the Stefani house,
because
sorry.
if you look at the Big Ten, and I know Terry over here trying to be a bandwagon Big Ten fan with his Michigan hat on today, that near the top, yeah, Ohio State's been on top, but near the top, Wisconsin, Michigan.
When
some of
you
these
play
other
Wisconsin,
teams.
do you not trounce
Hold on a
Wisconsin?
second. Wait,
We
Terry,
didn't
Terry,
have,
where'd
well,
you-
the one year we did, but it's been semi.
When you play Michigan,
where'd you
do
go to
you
college?
not trounce Michigan?
It's been
Where'd you go to college?
semi-competitive.
Huh?
Semi-competitive.
North Carolina State? I thought you went to Appalachian.
Not 96-3, Hunter.
I'm just
Not
saying. I'm
96
just
to
saying,
3.
Tom. How is it good for one conference to be dominated
It's
by
not
one
90
team?
We did not beat Michigan 96-3 over the last
You
2
might
years.
as well. Well, you
Now, it
probably
might
have.
have been 80-40, but it's not 96-3.
I'm about to say.
So I don't know. I just like in the ACC. I want to see now not Notre Dame. Notre Dame can go. I can't say it FCC regulations, but Miami and Carolina and Virginia Tech,
Regionally.
and even NC State. I would like to see these teams. They got NC State sixth in the ACC, moving up.
Because
I would
we
like
beat
to
Pittsburgh.
see Dabo Sweeney actually and his players be challenged all year long.
You're right.
All year long.
The problem-
so they can't just
That's the
play
problem.
half the game all year long.
That's the problem I have with Clemson is because it is such a cakewalk. North Carolina gave them a run last year, and they have Notre Dame on their schedule this year because Notre Dame is in the ACC. So
I
Clemson
hope
has to
Clemson
play
beats
Notre
them by
Dame.
50.
I'm just saying that's the problem I have with Clemson is you're only asking Clemson to try and win 2 games in a season. The ACC championship game, that's still a walkover because no one's really competed against them in that game.
Yeah.
I'm talking the first round of the college football playoff, and then the college football final. That's the only 2 games you're asking them to try and win.
Right.
Other than that, the rest of it seems like it's just because of the talent, the difference in talent that they have against teams they played.
The ACC championship games become a joke when you're like when they play Virginia and Pittsburgh last couple of years, and they've been like 30-point favorites in the ACC championship.
They're giving
game.
away tickets just so people come to that game.
It's crazy.
Well, maybe these other coaches need to learn how to recruit.
And you're knocking Mac Brown because he can recruit. I don't want to hear you say that, Terry.
I don't know what Dabo tells him, but he gets him to come there. When you can get Kirk Herbstreit's kids to walk on to Clemson,
and he's an Ohio State man.
I think Sweeney could sell a ketchup popsicle to a woman in white gloves. I mean, it's just ridiculous how he can.
College football head coaches to me are the best. They're great recruiters.
How's he get Herbstreit's kids to go to Clemson?
Well, they got this church down there.
It's amazing. I can't believe that.
They got this church down there in South Carolina that the offering plate goes backwards to the Clemson players. That's what one of their basketball coaches said. In federal investigation.
Whoa. You're telling me church donations go to Clemson football? Not even. No,
I'm telling you, those are the reports.
I don't.
That's straight from a basketball coach who told an FBI investigator that that's what they were doing.
If it is, I would say that Sweeney doesn't know about that. I mean, that's dirty. As much as I dog out Sweeney,
again,
I don't think Sweeney would know about that. I would say he wouldn't know about that.
Kid, would you rather, if it's about, getting in the NFL, getting the exposure?
Yeah, Coach K didn't know either about Zion. That's all right.
Yeah, he doesn't know about any of that.
And they don't know.
Coach K. No, I would say the character of Coach K is much worse than Sweeney.
All right. What happens to
the town of Clemson, North Carolina, or Tuscaloosa, Alabama, if you weren't getting paid?
Clemson's close to Greenville. What are you talking about? It's nice.
It's you got Clemson and you got that little central that's right next to it. Or I could go to
you don't know
Florida.
which town you're in.
The question is, why would you go to any school in South Carolina outside of Charleston?
If I would go to Florida.
Why would you go to Columbia?
Florida or Florida
You could go to Coastal Carolina and get Myrtle Beach University.
Yeah, Coastal Carolina, STD capital of the world. Yeah, come on.
Well, you can say there are ways to avoid that.
Hey, speaking of Coastal, they have more votes this week in the top 25 than NC State does. And NC State had votes, and I started laughing at that. Or should they be a top 25 team, Terry?
No.
I saw the vote, and I was serious. I'm not trolling them. I'm like, what are we doing here? Terry, you've not said they've been good all year.
No.
And then Coastal Carolina's got 25 votes.
But now I will say this. Last week's game, they had 2 defensive starters that come back, which they still have some injuries. We went to Pittsburgh and we beat them. People just like Tom said, Pittsburgh was maybe too high ranked, and maybe they were, but North Carolina State made the change from Hockman back to Leary. Leary was supposed to have been the starter from the day one, but he had the COVID call that put him out for 3 weeks. So when that did that, Hockman became the starter, and he beat Wake Forest, and then he started against Virginia Tech and was terrible. And they took him out, and Leary come in, and State made not much of a dent, but they looked better with him in there. Then last week, Leary took over and become the starter. Leary was supposed to have been the starter from day one. It will help North Carolina State, but we're not a top 25, and we should not receive any votes.
Here's, Carolina beat Boston College by 4. Boston College has beaten Duke and your Texas State, whatever they are.
The Armadillos?
No, they're not the Armadillos. They're the Wildcats.
Bobcats or something.
Bobcats,
like
yeah.
Hunter doesn't know that movie. He's not old enough.
So
to know
again,
that
Carolina
movie.
has beaten Syracuse and Boston College in the 8th. Now,
Boston College just barely beat a Texas State
team by 3.
Yeah.
They beat Kathy Ireland
and
by
Carolina struggled with Boston College.
They blocked Kathy Allen's field
They
goal.
blocked the Kathy Ireland field goal for the dub.
Come on now.
Listen.
All right, so we got to do our picks, huh?
You play who you play. All right.
Carolina might have the easiest schedule
Welcome
in the
to
nation.
football.
But today we do got some top 25 matchups, believe it or not.
Bunch of top 25
All right, Tom,
matchups.
let's do one at a time so we can get through this. We still got NFL to get to. Florida at Texas A&M.
Oh, I like Florida.
Terry, Virginia Tech at North Carolina.
Virginia Tech.
Carolina's favored by 3.
No, get him out of here.
Tom, Florida's favored by 5 on the road. Hunter, Missouri at LSU. Does Drinkowitz go 0-3?
Yeah, they go in 3. I like LSU.
I watched little Florida. Florida looks really solid.
22 at Oklahoma. Will anybody make a tackle?
Take the over.
Yeah, I'm taking the over. I like
It's
Texas.
the over-under is 72.
I guess I like. Where's the game being played?
Yeah, Oklahoma.
It's
I'll
Red
take
River.
Oklahoma at home. Yeah.
Terry, Tennessee at Georgia.
There's no way, Georgia.
12.5 favorite for the Dogs.
Yeah.
I don't know. Tennessee might be back.
We're gonna
Go
get. I want
If
to
they
see
were playing in Rocky Top, maybe
Go
have a
Dogs!
chance.
Hunter, Texas Tech at Iowa State.
I'm gonna take the Cyclones. Give me Iowa State. It's at Iowa State.
Right. Tommy, SEC, your expertise. Razorbacks and Tigers of Auburn.
I don't know.
Auburn's
Arkansas,
favorite-
Arkansas got a big win this year.
Yeah,
They
they
beat
beat
Mississippi
Mississippi
State.
They beat
Auburn's favored
Mississippi
by
State
14.
after that. Let's go. My friend Belinda Minnick listens to this show, and she's a big Razorback fan. So I'm just going to go with the gut. I'm just going to go with Arkansas.
That's a loss, Tom. I hate you did that.
Terry, number 7, Miami at number 1, Clemson. Clemson favored by 15.
They got a
Clemson
15.
wins by 20 or more.
Not so fast, my friend.
There you go.
Miami
Lee
might be
Corso.
back, even though I hate Miami.
Give me that duck head.
Even though I hate Miami.
Hunter, Alabama at Ole Miss.
I like Lane Kiffin
Bama
at Ole
favored by
Miss,
23.
but Alabama steamrolls Ole Miss. But I know that sounds weird saying this. They cover. I think they still win by 2 touchdowns, but it's not 23.
Tom, and finish it off, Terry, Florida State at Notre Dame.
I'm a fan of any team playing Florida State, but it's got to be Notre Dame, which I despise as well. So I'm just going to go with Notre Dame by 3 touchdowns at least.
All right, JP, you ready?
Florida State is
Don't
bad.
give us the finger today, okay?
I'm
You
just
keep
going to
that
turn the
bird
mic
in
on
its
when you're ready and
cage.
just talk from now
You
on.
keep that bird in its cage in there, JP. We'll be back in a minute on KTCBroadcasting.com.
You know, we always tell our kids that there's no such thing as a money tree. But did you know at Friendship Nissan in Forest City, we kind of do have a money tree? Our money tree gives a $500 better price on any new Nissan, and that's a $500 guarantee that we put in writing. We have no haggle clear choice pricing, the region's only non-commissioned sales force, and we have the only lifetime warranty with no time or mileage limits. So you see, at Friendship Nissan, we kind of do have a money tree, and we're located in Forest City.
Looking for a new car? Maybe a pre-owned car or truck, or maybe an SUV. Then let your fingers do the walking and go to whatsupshopper.com. Local dealers with local vehicles. You don't have to drive all over the country. Just click on whatsupshopper.com and take a look at the local selection of cars, trucks, SUVs, and more from local dealers in Gaston, Cleveland, and Lincoln counties. Car shopping just got easier by going to whatsupshopper.com. Pick yours out today.
Hey, Tiger fans, this year we celebrate the 125th season of Clemson football presented by Lending Tree.